Hey there, it's Elizabeth, and welcome back to another Ramble session on a Monday. I thought today we would just go ahead and do the May 2024 at a glance. Yes, oh my goodness. I cannot believe we're already into June. Ooh, my heavens, this year has gone by very quickly. So, if you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I appreciate you taking the time. What I'm doing here is, let me just catch anybody up who doesn't know. I took a plain planner, 2024 planner from the Dollar Tree, and I decided to turn it into the way that I'm documenting the month, okay? Because, as most of you know, but just in case if you don't, I'm currently trying to sell our house so that we can move. And my craft room now has been packed up in my garage since January. Okay, so I was really feeling in the need to have something creative going on, and a way that I could document. Now, I do miss my old way of documenting, which is using junk journals that I hand make. And if you're interested in that, of course, I have many playlists that you can look at. Just go to my channel and click on playlists. So, but I decided to do it this way. My life is kind of, I don't know how to explain that. Kind of hectic, kind of not, because over the last few months, my husband and I, have done a lot of relaxing. So that's good. The last few weeks have been really rough for the both of us. Yeah, he's dealing with his own chronic issues, and I, of course, am on oral chemotherapy. So yeah, it's been a challenge. But and by saying that, I'm sorry I didn't get a video out last week. I just, quite honestly, there was really nothing to talk about. I hadn't been in here to work on my calendar, and I had been suffering from a headache slash migraine that lasted about 3 weeks. So yeah, that was a little rough. But anyway, back to normal-ish now. So here we go. I think I started this, by the way, this whole calendar thing. I think I started it last month. Yeah, I started it in the month of April, and I had so much fun doing it. I am not documenting every little thing. I'm not documenting like just special things. I'm not documenting just appointments or anything like that. And in fact, even though this is a planner, I'm not using it as a planner. I'm using it to document things after they have occurred. Okay. So in other words, I'm not like writing appointments in necessarily to keep track of when I need to go. I do that in my phone and all that kind of stuff. But, I just put little things in here and there. No rhyme, no reason, just whatever I feel like doing. If I feel like doing lettering, I do lettering. If I feel like doing a drawing, I do a drawing, Yeah, it's just whatever I feel like doing. The other thing that I really like about this form is that I don't feel the need to come in here every day. I don't have to come in here every other day. I don't even have to come in here once a week. I can come in here like every few weeks and just do a few little things, right? So it's been so much fun. I really have enjoyed doing it. I would encourage you to try it if you haven't tried it. It's just an easy way to see at a glance all the things that went on that month for that month, okay? So this is May 2024. Like I said, I don't document anything specific. On this particular page, though, you'll notice I have a lot of these rockets, okay? We have had numerous launches, all right? And all of them have been for the Starlink program, Elon Musk's Starlink, whatever, sending up satellites. And I do believe we've had, if not a dozen launches this month, very close to it. So you'll see I put launch and I highlighted in pink. So there are numerous. We had 2 launches this day. We had a spectacular launch this day. We had a launch actually last night that I stayed up to see. It was like at 10:30. It was a wonderful launch. This was the launch. And then today, actually, I'm filming this. When am I filming this? On June 1st. I'm filming it on June 1st, actually. And we do have at noon, 12:30-ish today, supposedly, we're supposed to have the astronaut launch. Okay, so that's super exciting. It was supposed to be back here. I think they had also had it. It's been postponed several times. So here I drew a little astronaut helmet, but the mission was scrubbed. So I have to draw one of these on, June 1st. But I think I'm going to do that after. Okay. There were a couple things on here that I drew ahead of time because that's when they were scheduled, and then of course they didn't end up happening. Down here, my son and his wife were supposed to come yesterday or Friday, I think, and they ended up having to cancel due to work. But I had already drawn this in, so I'm going to really try hard not to draw things or put things in unless they actually occur. So there you have it. Okay, starting at the beginning of the month, we finally had rain. We hadn't had rain in weeks and weeks and weeks. Things were crunchy and brown. So that was really nice. We had some thunderstorms, and actually today, unfortunately, starts hurricane season. Not even going to go there. Don't even want to think about it, but that's what today is. So we start our pattern, our Florida, South Florida pattern of afternoon thunderstorms, So there you have that. Never fun, but it is what it is. So we had a haircut, so I have a little bunny on here. One of my friends from years ago used to do that in her book, and I just thought it was so cute. So I did a foot peel this day, and then I had it down here. Also, because I did some of the decorating ahead of time, it said watermelon here because it was a watermelon foot peel. And then I decided to write this Freedom Don't Come Free, about not really celebrating, but remembering Memorial Day. So I put this, in other words, I peeled this other one up, right, and changed it. And there were other things that I peeled up and, that didn't belong. So anyhow, there's that. It's just very versatile. In other words, you don't, even if you do something as well aside from actually drawing something, but things can be changed if you want it to change. Anyway, we had a rocket launch here. This was in the evening, 10:23 in the evening. In fact, I did so many of these because we've had so many launches that I drew out a little little template, okay, because I'm drawing them so often. So there you have that. This was really fun to draw. And what I do for these is I just simply type in rocket clip art, and then I use it as a reference. I did this astronaut helmet clip art and did a reference. So I did this cowboy boot, did a reference, to draw it. So anyway, my daughter and her boyfriend went to the Brooks and Dunn concert, and then they came up here just to spend the night because they went to SeaWorld the next day. They had a nice time. We had a showing on our house on this Saturday at 11:30. And so we took our dog over to the state park and took him on a little dog walk. It was hotter than Hades, let me just tell you, okay? This denotes Cinco de Mayo. This just happened to be a business card that I had in my stash from a restaurant that we go to occasionally. Excuse me, we had another showing the next day. Normally, like here, I would put, this little vacuum up here because we were cleaning on Friday and all that jazz, right? And what I did with these is I actually shrunk these little vacuums down because see how big they are? And if you're interested in these are printouts, free printables down below in the description box. So I have a bunch of them down there. Feel free if you want to go ahead and print those out. But I printed them out and then I went and resized them on my printer so that they were smaller, right? So they just fit in the little box. Because I'm really not in the mood to draw a vacuum or anything like that. So that this day, the kids were here at the house and they were going home this day. Let me just make sure you're centered. Yeah, they were going home this day, which was a Monday. So my husband made huevos rancheros, which were really good. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so that was very, very nice. I received a sweet happy mail from Cat Hand. And that was just very special. I had a doctor's appointment this day. No, I did not. This is my husband's doctor, his surgeon. So he had a doctor's appointment with her that day. Oh, yes, he went to this by himself. Usually, like, we're inseparable, right? My husband and I. But he went ahead and went by himself to the surgeon because it was just a checkup, by the way, because Remington, our puppy, had grooming. And our groomer is right here in our community. So I just had to walk there and pick him up, pay for it, whatever, and walk him back home, which is, can be slightly traumatic for me, okay? Because my dog, like a golf cart can't drive by without him going nuts. A person can't walk by or ride by without him going nuts, so I was a little anxious for this walk home, but he did do great. He did do great. Oh, except for the fact that he decided to use the potty right on the road before we even got home, and therefore I had to race home, put him in the house, get my little bag, go back down and find it, and clean up after him, right? Because there's nothing worse than owners leaving their dog's business and not cleaning it up, right? So that was slightly eventful, but it could have been so much worse. So I was thankful that things went fine. We had a launch this day. I also received another very sweet happy mail from Rebecca Hoot, and that was just so darling. I'm so appreciative to this community. And later that evening, we had a launch, and I'm not sure if I was up to go see it or not. I could have been. But anyway, by the time I got back into bed, my literal bed shook. My windows shook because of the sonic boom. Yes. And we're hours south of the launch site for the rocket launches. But yeah, the sonic boom it feels like someone has rammed their car into our house. It's just so bizarre, Anyway. Then our kids had they had come in probably this night just to spend the night. And then the next morning they headed off, I think, I'm not really sure, but they headed off to Rockville, which is in Daytona, which is north of us, but it's like a rock concert festival type thing, outdoor festival. So this is their second year going to that. It was going to be super hot, like into the 90s here. And I mean, it's only May, so you can only imagine. We've actually been up to the feels like temperature with the humidity and all that. The feels like temperature here has been 100 already, and it's not even like technically summertime, so that's crazy. Our dog was grazing. There were mosquitoes out. No fun. I had to go to my oncologist to give him some blood and to discuss my medications. So did that on this day. And then it was Mother's Day weekend, of course. And we don't really do much for Mother's Day or really any holiday. It's, my kids got me a lovely card. My husband bought me a lovely card and got me some, what are they called? Tulips. And they were beautiful. They didn't quite open up, so that was sad. But but he went out and got me beautiful tulips, and this came from the packaging, so I just stapled it in the top of there. My husband and I had a relaxing day together. Dog was grazing again. Oi. He must have taken me by Wendy's to get me a little lunch or something to eat because we had a showing at 1 p.m. on this Sunday before. But anyway, Mother's Day weekend, just relaxing day, regular day at home. There was a launch that day. This was supposed to be the astronaut launch, but like I said, had been scrubbed. And I think from what I read, this launch has been in the making since like 2020. So and I think it's been scrubbed about 6 times just in the month of May, just this month. So today they're supposed to be launching. So we'll see. Fingers crossed, we'll see if it happens. And then this day, Monday after Mother's Day, there were two launches that day. So that was interesting. I was pretty stressed out here and I had a headache. I think I started my headaches up here, if I'm not mistaken, because I had them literally for 3 weeks. And then this right here, Get Naked. This is for my dermatology appointment. Yeah, I have to go to the dermatologist every 3 weeks for melanoma. Yeah, the last time they took a spot off of my skin, it was melanoma, and that was back in December. So yeah, I go every 3 months to the dermatologist to get scanned. I was just migraine. My husband here, he had made some Krusty's coffee cakes, but we have a tray. I got him a tray that makes little individual cakes. So I think the pan has like eight sections on it or something. So yeah, he made little baby, well, they're not baby. They're probably like one serving, little coffee cakes. They're so yummy. It had rained. It was raining. It was raining this day, thunderstorming. Yeah, we've been slowly but surely having more and more thunderstorms. Let's see. This was a spectacular launch. Spectacular. In fact, I took pictures of it. It was incredible. There it is. This is what I saw across the sky. And I think the launch itself was like around dusk. So it was like 8 something in the evening, but you could just see it through the sky so unbelievably clearly. It was crazy. It was the best launch I've ever seen. So that was a lot of fun. Had a screaming headache. And then we had just regular stuff, errands. We had an inspector come to our house. And then we were on the couch the rest of the day. On this Sunday, which normally is when I do my filming, is on Sundays. What is today? Oh, today is Saturday. Okay, so it actually hailed this day. I couldn't believe it. And the wind was whipping through like in between our houses. It was crazy, crazy storm. But I filmed in the morning. This happened in the afternoon. I had some flatbread pizza for dinner. I had my doctor's appointment this day. Then my husband had a CT scan on this day. It's like every single week, there's either a doctor's appointment or some kind of scan. I mean, it's crazy. Oh, that's just our life right now in this season. So, let's see. My husband brought me home Chick-fil-A this day because he happened to be in town. I stayed home, and I spoke to my girl for 2 lovely hours. Yes, it was absolutely wonderful. I think she called me. She called me just to chat, and it was just so lovely. Oh, I love talking to my girl on the phone. And then there was another launch this day. There was a launch this day. And then this evening, actually, okay, no, it was this evening. There was the full moon, and it was called the flower moon. It's the full moon that happens in May. They call it a flower moon, and it was stunning. Oh my goodness. And the camera on my phone is not the greatest because I have an old phone, but it was just absolutely stunning. It was I've never seen a moon like this before. Not that I'm aware of. Back at our old house, we did used to see a big moon rising a lot, and it was just so huge, but it was like yellowy white, But this, it was like orange. It was crazy. It was so beautiful, so beautiful. On this day, we just ran errands and stuff. Yes, I'm still having a headache. It was just insane. And then this day was my sweet daughter-in-law's birthday, and my daughter, her boyfriend, set up a Shrek party for her, a surprise party, and she was truly surprised. And my daughter said that they all had a really great time. She had so much fun. So this is my little attempt at Shrek, but so stinking cute. And then my husband and I at this time were watching SWAT on whatever streaming service we watch it on. Remy's grazing again. He grazed a lot this month, I feel like. I don't know. And none of like these whole 3 weeks, we had no showings, no nothing for the house. Like, I don't know what's happening, but obviously not selling. Okay. So Remy was grazing it. My husband on this day, my husband was cooking all day long because we were going to go the next day, which was Memorial Day, over to my in-laws' house to have like a barbecue, not barbecue, but to have a meal together. Yeah, so my husband, even though we were going over this afternoon slash early evening, my husband wanted to get all the cooking done ahead of time. So he made pulled barbecued pork in the crock pot this day. He made up the big old batch of potato salad. He made up, what else? Baked beans, all the fixins. So he made all of this stuff on this day so that we could take it over on this day. There was supposed to be a launch at 7 a.m. this morning. And I do believe it ended up being, yeah, I put a line through it, so it ended up being scrubbed. But the family came over in the morning and we all had coffee on the dock, and that was really nice just to get together with them. My husband actually was able to make it down and sit with everybody, so that was really special. Then the next morning they were having another launch and it was going to start at 7:30. So I again invited everyone over for coffee if they wanted to come. But then it kept getting put on hold, put on hold, put on hold, so it was like, oh, okay, now they're going to launch it at 8:30, put on hold. Now they're going to launch it at 9:30, put on hold. So anyway, everyone else kind of went and did their thing. But my sister-in-law and her husband came over, at like 10:30, so they came over to see it, and so that was really sweet. And then we saw it launch, but then because it was so bright out and there wasn't a cloud in the sky, but you could hardly see it, so it was kind of a bum deal. But anyway, it was cool watching it launch, actually go up in the air, so that was fun. And then they stuck around and yeah, we chatted some more inside because it was so stinking hot. Oh, my heavens to Betsy. So yeah, we went inside and just, chatted, caught up, and, and visited. And that was super, super nice. I love them so much. And then after they left, actually, I was on the phone with my daughter for like another hour or something like that. It was crazy. Yeah, no, like probably 2 hours because they left around noon. And then she had called me, and then I told her, oh, your aunt and uncle are here, so let me call you back. And then I called her back at like noon, and we stayed on the phone till like 2. So yeah, I had another nice chat with my daughter. That was so sweet. And then it was so sweet because my sister-in-law and brother-in-law, they were what we were talking about, going out to eat and stuff like that. And they were going to go, I guess, to a restaurant that's real close by here. And my sister-in-law was talking about how much she loves the spicy shrimp there. And I was like, oh yeah, I do too, but with my husband, the way that he is, and, he can't eat regular food. So it's difficult, and so we don't go out to dinner. We don't go out to lunch generally. If anything, we might go out to breakfast because that's when he feels the best. So anyhow, so that evening she texted me, or later that afternoon, she texted me and she said, oh, we're coming by. We have a surprise for you. And she came by and brought me an order of the spicy shrimp because she knows that I never get it because I don't go out, to eat anyway. So that was really special and super sweet. And it was really, really yummy. Also here, we had started watching, what's it called? Boardwalk Empire, which was an interesting show. It's about mobsters and stuff. So we were watching that. And then I also, on this day, was the first day I had no headache. So that I was just like, I was so happy, so happy. So I put here day 2, no headache. Praise the Lord. I was just, oh my gosh, it had been terrible for 3 weeks and I don't know what was going on. I had no idea, but I think it might have been my sinuses. I'm not really sure, but I was so thrilled that I no longer have that. And then the next day we had, I had my CyberKnife MRI that's on my noggin, just a checkup. I have to do this every 3 months as well. Yeah, so there's that. My husband went to the pot doc and there was another launch on Friday. I saw this last night. Yeah, because I was watching videos. I was in bed watching videos, And all of a sudden, just for whatever reason, I looked up at the clock and it was 10:15, and I remembered that the launch was supposed to happen at 10:11. So I ran out to the living room and I, looked online to the YouTube live that I watch for the launches, which is called Space Flight Now, if you're interested. And I looked it up, and the countdown clock was at 20 minutes. So I was like, oh my goodness, I'm going to make it, So I went ahead and decided to go downstairs onto the dock and not watch it from my upstairs window. So went down there. It was a beautiful launch. I could watch it from the launch site itself all the way till it went like toward the ocean and over the ocean and whatever, and until it was gone. So that was super cool. My son and daughter-in-law were supposed to come, but they had to cancel due to work, so that was very sad. And then the other stuff that I decorated with, like this was the sweet note that came in the Amazon gift from Sweet Cat Hand, just some stickers from these, memory keeper, whatever they're called, Create 365, me and my big ideas. From those packaging, this was from the foot peel, this was from the foot peel. This is a banana sticker. This is, food packaging. My husband loves his BOGOs, okay? This was from the brochure at the state park. I drew this on. This is from Alstromerias that my husband gets me. Just doodled around the date here. This is actually from the Mother's Day card that my kids got me. So I just peeled that off the top of it and stuck it in there. It's very sweet. Yeah. Drawings, printables, lettering. I just am having so much fun with this. So much fun. So yeah, I can't wait to start on next week or next month's, and let me see. The thing that I have to do is for the next step. See, here's June all ready to go. I have all this space, right, that I could do whatever. I think I am going to put about Big Handsome getting sick. Yes. It's very frustrating. So he has a cold now. And yeah, it very much angers me, so I won't get into it. But anywho, that is what's going on with us right now. Today is supposed to be the astronaut launch, so we'll see. But my very first thing that I do before working on the innards of this, right, is I outline, the lines. So here, I outline all these. These were outlined in yellow and then pink or purple around. Yeah, so I outline all this stuff, and that's how it starts, right? And then I might pick something to put across here, down here. I don't know what I'm going to put down here, but I don't decorate these things right off the bat. I do it as I'm moving forward, I just add little pieces and just keep adding until it looks like this. So it's been so much fun. I did do, of course, this is the month that I started and had so much fun, and it was rather easy to keep up with, It wasn't difficult. In fact, it wasn't difficult at all to keep up with. Like I said at the beginning, I did not have to, I don't feel the need to come in here like every day and do something, although I can, because it literally, takes me, like this right here would take me 5 minutes, something like this would take me a little bit longer, maybe 10 or 15 minutes, but it's not like I'm having to sit in here for an hour to do anything, so I really like that aspect of it, because right now my life, this is really lending itself to my life situation right now. So yeah, it's been great, and then like I just put in magazine clippings or printables, or my husband got me roses this time, stickers, little memes, depending on how much room I have. Yeah, like down here I have no room to do certain things. So yeah, we'll just have to see how it grows and evolves over the month. And then I don't know if I showed you this or not, but I did go back and begin March. Okay. I think I did. I went back and did March, and I just wrote in pencil different things that we had done here, so I can just easily go back and draw a picture, do whatever, do whatever. And then I'll decorate this part. But see, then it'll just make it that easier to do the month of February and that easy to do the month of January, right? So in the end, hopefully, fingers crossed, I will have an entire year's worth of memory keeping in just this at a glance sort of style. So yeah, I encourage you to try it. If you have minimal, if you have minimal, what's it called, supplies, which is what I have because all my stuff is packed up, except a few things in my art bag. But if you have minimal supplies, if you don't have a whole lot of time, if you don't have a whole lot of space to spread out, this might be something that that you would be interested in if you want to document the things that are going on in your life. So I will thank you for your time. I will leave it here. I will go prepare for the launch. Hopefully it happens. Although, you know what? The trajectory is northeast, so I don't know that I'm going to be able to see all that much, unfortunately. But Godspeed to those astronauts. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. A wonderful, wonderful weekend. And I will talk at you all real soon. Bye for now.